Welcome back to the class. So, after completing the chapters, the topics nutrition, photosynthesis, and respiration, we shall move on to the next topic that is called transportation. The questions which are frequently asked in the examination. Let us discuss the questions and answers. So, what are the components of a transport system in human beings? What are the functions of these components? So, first of all, the components of a circulatory system or transport system are heart, blood, and blood vessels. And heart, first heart is a muscular organ made up of cardiac muscles. It is a pumping organ. It pumps blood to all parts of the body, and it receives blood from all body parts. That is heart. Next one is blood. Blood is called fluid connective tissue. The fluid part of the blood is called plasma. In the plasma, almost 85 to 90% of water is present, and the plasma is alkaline in its nature. And plasma contains various blood cells, RBC, red blood cells or red blood corpuscles, which are also called as erythrocytes. White blood cells or white blood corpuscles are leukocytes, and blood platelets are thrombocytes. So these are the various blood cells. And it also contains different organic and inorganic substances. So organic substances, some organic substances, heparin. Heparin is an organic substance which prevents clotting of the blood during the circulation of the blood in the body. That is heparin. And it makes the continuous circulation of the blood in the body. And next one is fibrinogen and prothrombin. So these are the substances which help in clotting of the blood when an injury occurs. So that means they help in preventing loss of blood from the body. So that is about blood, fluid connective tissue. Okay. Next one are blood vessels. Blood vessels are arteries, veins, and capillaries. Arteries are the blood vessels which carry blood from heart to various body parts, and veins are the blood vessels which collect blood from various body parts and take the blood to heart. And next, capillaries are small, thin, hair-like structures which supply oxygenated blood and nutrients to all the cells and collect carbon dioxide and waste materials from all the cells. Okay, so these are the important components: heart, blood, and blood vessels and their functions. Okay, and why it is necessary to separate oxygenated and deoxygenated blood in birds and mammals? So it is very much important for the separation of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Why? Because in primitive organisms, primitive classes like fishes, amphibians, and reptiles, there is no complete separation of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. But in the case of birds and mammals, the heart is divided into complete 4 chambers separating oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Okay, why? Because for efficient supply of oxygen to all the cells in the body, the separation is very important. So that is why you can give the answer for the efficient supply of oxygen to all the cells in the body. Complete separation of oxidation and oxygenated and deoxygenated blood has taken place in highly evolved organisms like birds and mammals. Okay, that is the answer. Efficient supply of oxygen to all the cells. Next, which side of the heart contains oxygenated blood? So left side of the heart chambers, this is left atrium and left ventricle contain oxygenated blood, and right atrium and right ventricle contain deoxygenated blood. Okay, what are the valves present in the human heart? So valves are door-like structures. So they will allow the blood to flow only in one direction. They prevent backward flow of blood. So there are different valves. So the valve present between right auricle and right ventricle is called a tricuspid valve. So this tricuspid valve allows blood to flow from right atrium to right ventricle. In the same way, there is another valve between left atrium and left ventricle, which is called as a bicuspid valve. Bicuspid valve allows blood to flow only from left atrium to left ventricle. In the same way, at the origin of aorta, in the left ventricle, aortic valve is present. So this aortic valve allows the blood to flow from left ventricle to aorta. In the same way, at the origin of pulmonary artery in the right ventricle, there is a pulmonary valve is present. This pulmonary valve allows blood to flow from right ventricle to pulmonary artery. So in this way, valves, they allow the blood to flow only in one direction. They prevent backward flow of blood. Okay, that is the thing. What is the location of a human heart? What are the structures that protect the human heart? So location, where the heart is present. Heart is a muscular organ. It is present in the thoracic cavity in between two lungs, just towards the left lung. And what are the structures that protect the human heart? So human heart is protected by skeletal structures, that is rib cage on all sides, vertebral column on the back side. These are the skeletal structures that protect the heart. And the next thing, the heart is covered by a double-layered membrane, which is called as a pericardial membrane. And in between two membranes, double layer. So in between two membranes, fluid is present, which is called as a pericardial fluid. So you can say pericardial membrane, pericardial fluid, rib cage, and vertebral column. These are all the structures that protect the heart. Okay, write the differences between arteries and veins. So arteries are the blood vessels which take blood from heart to body parts. Veins are the blood vessels which collect blood from various body parts and take them to heart. And arteries, the walls of the arteries are thick. The walls of the arteries are thin. That means the lumen of the arteries. Lumen means the opening. So that is, you can see the lumen is very small in arteries, whereas in the case of veins, the lumen is large. Okay, and there is more blood pressure in arteries. There is less blood pressure in the veins. Why? We will discuss in the next question. And next, arteries end with the capillaries, and veins, they start with the capillaries. And next thing, the arteries, all the arteries carry oxygenated blood, and all the veins carry deoxygenated blood. But only exception, pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood, pulmonary vein carries oxygenated blood. So these are the main differences between arteries and veins. And so one more thing here, you can see the components of transport system. We can add lymph also. So what is lymph, that we shall see in the next question. So artery, heart, blood vessels, and let us say blood. And in addition to this, lymph is also another thing which plays an important role in the transporter system. Okay, next thing is the walls of left ventricle are more muscular. Why? That is, the walls of the left ventricle are more muscular. They are more muscular when compared to right ventricle. So that is, the walls of the left ventricle, they have to supply. Aorta arises from the left ventricle, and this aorta supplies blood to all parts of the body from head to toe. So that is why the pumping should be, the ventricles have to pump the blood with more pressure. So that is why the walls of the left ventricle are more muscular when compared to right ventricle. Okay, next, what is blood pressure in man and what is the normal blood pressure? So the blood pressure, how can we define? The pressure exerted by the blood on the walls of the arteries is called blood pressure. The pressure exerted by the blood on the walls of the arteries is called blood pressure. So the normal blood pressure is 120 by 80. Normal blood pressure is 120 by 80. 120 is called systolic pressure. 80 is called diastolic pressure. So when heart pumps the blood, the contraction of heart muscles will take place. The contraction of heart chambers is called systole. The relaxation of heart chambers is called diastole. One systole, one diastole makes one heartbeat. Okay, so that is why 120, when heart chambers contract, so there will be more pressure. That is 120. and that is systolic pressure. 80 is when the heart chambers relax, the pressure comparatively gets reduced. That is 80. One systolic pressure, 120 is systolic pressure, 80 is diastolic pressure. Okay, and what is the instrument with which blood pressure is measured? That is, blood pressure is measured by an instrument which is called as a sphygmomanometer. Sphygmomanometer is the instrument by means of which blood pressure is measured. Okay, and next, what is single circuit, single circulation and double circulation? Single circulation, double circulation means only during the circulation of the blood flows only once through the heart. That is called single circulation. That means you can see in fishes, you can see from body parts the blood goes to deoxygenated blood is collected by the veins, and this deoxygenated blood is supplied to heart. So in the fishes, the heart is only two chambered. So from the heart, the blood goes to the gills. So these gills are richly supplied with blood vessels. So here in the gills, exchange of gases will take place, and this oxygenated blood is supplied to body parts. That is only single circulation. The blood is flowing only once through the heart. That is called single circulation. Double circulation means what happens from the body parts, the deoxygenated blood is collected by veins. Deoxygenated blood is collected by veins and they go to the heart. So from the heart, the blood goes to the lungs. So this is deoxygenated blood. In the lungs, the blood gets oxygenated in the alveoli. And this from the lungs, pulmonary vein collects the blood and gets it back to heart. From the heart, the oxygenated blood is supplied to body parts. So here you can see two circuits. You can see two circuits. The one circuit is between body parts and heart, and another circuit is between heart and lungs. The circuit between heart and body parts is called systemic circuit. It is called systemic. It is called systemic circuit. And this is called pulmonary circuit. Pulmonary circuit. So double circulation. That means the blood is flowing through the heart two times. That is double circulation from body parts to heart, heart to lungs, and the blood is coming back to heart and it is supplied to body parts. That is called double circulation. Okay, and so in this way you can see some important questions, and in the next class we shall deal with some more questions regarding the transport system. Okay. So hope you have understood. Please, if you have any doubts, please let me know. Thank you.